Welcome to John Lewis 3D Learning. In this presentation, we are going to see chemical changes and reactions. The topic is thermal decomposition of metal hydroxides. So, let us start with the question. What is meant by thermal decomposition reaction? Already we have learnt the various four types of chemical reactions in which we have seen them in detail. Just for a quick recap, let me explain you what is a thermal decomposition reaction. So if you take any compound, then the compound is heated. For example, you take calcium carbonate, valency 2 and 2. If you simplify, 1:1. So if you interchange, you will get calcium carbonate. That already we have learnt. So when you heat it, that decomposes to carbon dioxide and calcium oxide. Even we can easily find out the products here. Calcium carbonate, when heated, it liberates carbon dioxide gas. So remove the carbon dioxide gas, you will get calcium oxide. So these are the two products here. On cooling, these two should not combine back to give calcium carbonate. This reaction should not take place. On heating, calcium carbonate on heating gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. On cooling, these two products should not combine back to give the original reactant. Then only it is called thermal decomposition reaction. The reaction should take place only in the forward direction on heating. On cooling, the reverse reaction should not happen. So now, how can we define it in words? Thermal decomposition reaction. A decomposition reaction that is brought about by heat without any recombination on cooling. I told you, after the product is formed, that should not combine back. A decomposition reaction that is brought about by heat without any recombination on cooling is known as thermal decomposition reaction. See, all these wordings are very, very important. You should know, first of all, you should understand what is the meaning, and then you should be able to put it in correct wordings. That's very okay. Let's start with another question. The products of thermal decomposition of metal hydroxide depend on what? So what is meant by metal hydroxide? It can be hydroxides of any metal. For example, you take calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, anything, any metal and their hydroxide. So you should know how to write the formula. Calcium valency is 2, hydroxide valency is 1. Therefore, when you interchange, you get calcium hydroxide. See, all these things you should be very thorough with. That's why I told you, language of chemistry, first chapter, you learn very thoroughly. Otherwise, we may not be able to answer these type of questions. Okay, magnesium hydroxide, then aluminum hydroxide. You take any metal hydroxide. And what happens when that is heated? It depends on the metal reactivity. See, already we have learnt metal reactivity, no? So what is a metal reactivity series? So we have learnt potassium, then sodium, calcium, magnesium, and then aluminium, zinc, iron, okay, then lead, then hydrogen. So hydrogen is a non-metal, but still it comes in between. Okay, hydrogen, and then copper, mercury, silver, Ag, silver, gold, and platinum. So this is a metal reactivity series. Potassium is the highest and sodium is the second highest. So this is a highly reactive metals, and in between, these above hydrogen and below potassium and sodium are medium reactive metals, and below hydrogen are low reactivity metal. So I have given you how to remember this also. I have given you some mnemonics to remember. Go back and watch those videos to understand or to learn and remember the metal reactivity series if you are really interested. Okay, now highly reactive metal hydroxide, that is potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. On heating, they are stable. They do not decompose. Potassium hydroxide will remain as potassium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide will remain sodium hydroxide. They will not decompose at all. Okay, then medium reactive metal hydroxide, that is calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, up to lead hydroxide. These are all medium reactive metals. So when they are heated, they give metal oxide plus water vapor. Water vapor means what? Steam. Okay. Then last one, less reactive metal hydroxide, that is copper, mercury, silver, gold, and platinum. These are all less reactive metal and their hydroxides. So less reactive metal hydroxides on heating gives metal plus oxygen plus water vapor. Again steam. Water vapor means steam. So metal oxide in the medium reactive hydroxides, no, that decomposes to metal and oxygen in less reactive metal. Because that is less reactive metal, no, they won't combine with oxygen to give metal oxide. That's why they are separated into metal and oxygen along with water vapor. So these are the sodium and potassium are the highly reactive metals. Calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead and copper. Lead, no, up to lead. So these are the medium reactive metal. Then mercury, silver, these are all less reactive metal. Then gold, all these things. Okay, now let us take potassium hydroxide. What we learnt, they do not decompose. Sodium hydroxide also do not decompose. So these are the two highly reactive metal. They are hydroxides. Potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide do not decompose. Whereas calcium hydroxide gives what we learned, metal oxide plus water vapor. Metal oxide, that is calcium oxide, plus water vapor in the form of steam. So here we can write, so we can write here it is gas, because this is a steam and calcium oxide is a solid one. Okay, how you got calcium hydroxide? Calcium valency is 2, hydroxide valency is 1, interchange calcium hydroxide. Like this, for all the metals, no, you should know the valency. And then you should be able to write the formula yourself. Should not memorize CaOH simply. If you know symbols and valencies, you can write on the spot for all these compounds. That is why I told you, learn all symbols and valencies thoroughly. Then magnesium hydroxide, MgOH on heating, gives magnesium oxide plus water. That is steam. Then aluminium hydroxide. See here, AlOH thrice, because aluminium valency is 3. All these things you should notice, you should be able to write on your own without rote memorizing. Okay, understand, write step by step, learn chemistry like a mathematics, it becomes very easy. Okay, aluminium hydroxide will give aluminium oxide. See how you got aluminium oxide formula. Aluminium valency is 3, oxide valency is 2. Therefore, when you interchange, you will get Al2O3 and plus steam, H2O. Then zinc hydroxide will give zinc oxide plus water. Then ferric hydroxide, iron 3 hydroxide, that is why FeOH3. Iron is having variable valency, no, 2 and 3. Therefore, FeOH3 is iron 3 hydroxide. On heating gives Fe2O3 plus H2O. Then lead hydroxide gives lead oxide plus H2O. Copper hydroxide also gives, what is that? Copper oxide plus water. Okay, up to copper you can take it as medium reactive. Then below copper, that mercury, silver, gold and platinum, you can take it as low reactive metal. So mercury hydroxide, what we have seen the rule, mercury, that is metal plus oxygen plus water vapor. Therefore mercury, here the metal is mercury plus oxygen is O2 and plus water vapor, that is H2O in the form of steam, gas. Okay, silver also same thing. Silver hydroxide, that on heating gives silver plus oxygen plus water vapor. You got it? So I have not given any balanced equation. You should know how to balance also. Okay, first of all you should learn, you just learn the rule, and according to the rule you write the formulas correctly. You have learned how to balance all the equations, no? What is a method to balance the equation, and using those ideas you should learn to balance all the equation. You should not memorize all the numbers, no, here and there. You should be able to do on your own. So like if you know multiplication table, you can do any sum in mathematics. Same thing here. If you know symbols and valencies, how to write the formula, how to balance the equation, you can write all the equations on your own on the spot just by learning the rules. Hope you understood this very clearly. Now let's recap very quickly. So the products of thermal decomposition of metal hydroxide depend on what? Metal reactivity. So we know the metal reactivity series. We have learnt it already. So potassium, sodium, all those things up to platinum you should go. Then what is the rule? Highly reactive metal hydroxide, that is sodium and potassium. These are the two metals highly reactive. So they do not decompose, they are very stable. Then medium reactive metals. What is that? From calcium to copper. So that decomposes into metal oxide plus water vapor. Then the low reactivity, what are they? Gold and silver. Sorry, mercury and silver. They decompose into metal plus oxygen plus water vapor. Metal plus oxygen plus water vapor. So we have seen all those equations already. So we need not redo it again. So try to think on your own, arrive at the answer yourself, try to write the formula on your own using the symbols and valencies, learn the symbols and valencies very thoroughly. Chemistry becomes very interesting. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Hope you liked it. Please click your like button and share it with your friends. Until we meet next time, bye bye.